Okay, so we're gonna start on our turtle. So I'm gonna be going off of this design as much as possible. So we're gonna start with the big blue dot stick with paint color number 2. And there's a little white dot. You're not gonna place it on the little indent. You're gonna place it on the white dot.
Which color are we using?
Number 2. Okay, next step, you're gonna take the paper towel is there for you to wipe your tools. So we're gonna take the white twirly, the smaller end, with paint color 4. And to make sure that your design is as symmetrical as possible, there's a little trick that I use to make sure. So you place one dot and then you try and find exact.
What color paint?
4.
Number 4.
Exact opposite side from it. And then try and find the middle of those. There. And right across from there. So kind of like a north, south, east, west.
And the white, the bigger?
Smaller end.
Smaller end. Thank you.
And then once you have those 4 dots, we're going to place one more in between those. Okay, so next step, we're gonna take the pink twirly with the smaller end with paint color 1, and you're gonna put a small dot in between those. Okay, next step, we're gonna take the little black stick with paint color 3, and we're gonna put it right above those little dots we just did. Okay, next step, we're gonna take the pink twirly with paint color 6, and we're gonna walk the dots. So first, use the bigger end for that first dot.
The pink twirly with number 6 color.
Yes, so first use the big side.
We're walking the dot.
So first, use the bigger side for this first dot, and then you'll switch to the smaller side to walk the dots around.
Around the orange, or whatever color.
Okay, next step, we're gonna take the pink twirly again, the smaller end, with paint color 2. And you're gonna start here in between, and you're gonna drag up to the top. And you don't want them to touch at the top. You want them to touch at the bottom, but not at the top. Okay, next step, we're gonna use the pink stick with paint color 4.
Pink or the purple?
Pink. And we're gonna put them where the lines touch. Okay. Okay, next step, we're gonna use the pink twirly with paint color number 3, and we're gonna walk the dots. So with the bigger end, you're gonna place 1 dot, and then you'll switch the smaller end and walk around the big dot.
Do you ever do, just out of curiosity, do you ever do the big dots first, then come back?
I did.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so next step, we're gonna take a break from the shell a little bit and move on to the body so that these brown dots can dry, so that we can overlap with the lighter ones later. So we're gonna use the black stick, and you have a separate little palette with brown and tan. So with the brown paint, you're just gonna go, it doesn't matter where you start, just go around the outline, making these dots as close as you can as possible, okay?
What color?
With the brown.
Do you want to go up into the head too, or just focus on the first round first?
Just go wherever, just do the outline.
Yeah.
Just do the outline.
So you're not touching on the lines, you want the lines to still,
Are you gonna be inside the line?
Yes.
Okay.
okay, inside.
Okay, for example, see how I couldn't place a dot at the end of this wing? Don't worry about it, because later we're gonna go in with smaller dots and we're gonna fill in that area. Okay. Okay, so once you have the outline, mostly, you're gonna go in still with the black stick and fill it in as close as you can to the other dots. Don't worry if there's still little gaps that you can't get in, because we're gonna go in later with like the pink and fill in those little areas. So just work on getting the bigger dots in there as compact as you can. And then you can go in with the white twirly bigger end and kind of fill in all those gaps that you have.
With the same color?
Yes. If you need to have smaller dots, then yeah, you can switch to the smaller end.
Okay.
So, no, it's fine. It's fine. So on this one, if you look closely, I put little dots here to kind of like outline it almost all the way around.
Perfect, okay.
Okay, let's get started. Okay, so we're gonna continue on the shell of the turtle. We're gonna use the white twirly with paint color 2. And we're gonna walk the dots again. So with the bigger end, you're gonna place that first dot.
Why?
And then with the smaller end, you'll walk the dots around. Okay, so next step, we're gonna use the white twirly again. Paint color 6, yes. Okay, so what you're gonna do is you're gonna place one dot and walk the dots on one end right away. Like that, okay? On the,
So push from the first dip and I'm gonna
yeah. And you're only gonna do one side, okay? And do the same side all throughout. Okay, next step, we're gonna use paint color 6 again with the bigger end of the white twirly. And the other side, gonna start next to it, and you're gonna drag down.
Oh. We can do it. We can
And
do
starting
it.
the next dot and then dragging, right?
Yep.
Yes. Okay, next step, we're gonna use the white twirly, the smaller end, with paint color 1. And I'm gonna start down here and
So go a little
drag
bonded.
up.
Oh, I know you're doing
You said the small end, I'm sorry, across.
Yes, smaller end.
But I'm still number 6.
Okay, next step, we're gonna use the white twirly, the smaller end with paint color 5. And you're just gonna place a little dot right where you can't see it on my rock at all,
Center of
but
that little V we just did.
yeah, right there.
We're using the small end?
Yes. Okay, next step, you're gonna use the little black stick with paint color 4, and you're gonna place dots above those little ones. Okay, next step, we're gonna use the pink twirly, the smaller end, with paint color 3. And you're gonna start here, closer to the bottom, next to that smaller dot, and then you're gonna do a little drag up.
Number 3.
Yes. Okay, next step, we're gonna use the pink twirly smaller end again with paint color 2 and do the same thing. Okay, next step, we're gonna use the bigger end of the white twirly with paint color 6. And we're gonna place one dot, and then without redipping, one dot next to it, like that. And then on the other side. If you have room, you can take the smaller end of the white twirly and put little dots in between those silver ones. Okay, so next you can go in with the blue twirly, bigger end, with the tan in the separate palette. And you can overlap these brown ones with the lighter one. Now, you don't wanna do all of them. I mean, you can if you want, but I like to do just random small splotches, just here and there. Okay, so we're almost done. We're just gonna overlap a couple dots on the actual shell. So we're gonna take the white stick with paint color 5. And you're just gonna put it right in the middle. Like that. Okay, next we're gonna take the little black stick with paint color 5 and we're gonna overlap these right here. Okay, last step, we're gonna use the white twirly, the bigger end, with paint color 5. And we're gonna overlap these ones and these very last ones.